Cool. All right, Monica. So Monica is a rank 7. And like I said, she's rocking and rolling, and she is like on everyone's radar because she is a strong leader. She is an incredible teacher, and she's just super fun. So I guess I want to start off, Monica, if you wanted to give us a little bit of a background, like who are you? Where are you? What's your story? All that good stuff.
Yeah, it's funny that you say I have like you thought of me as a green because I view myself as kind of a red, or I guess mostly a red. But so like ever since high school, like I was an athlete, I was very competitive. Um, when I was looking at colleges, I had to go to the best college. I had to go to an Ivy League. I studied finance. I came out, went to like a Fortune 500, did the whole finance thing for 7 years or so, and I was kind of frustrated after a little bit because I worked so hard, and I mean all hours of the day, traveling, all of that. And so I decided to go kind of into recruiting for finance people because like I could see this kind of entrepreneurial, or I don't even know if that's the right word at that time of where my mind was, but it was more of like, I need more control over my life. Like, I feel like I'm at the mercy of someone else. Like they decide what I make, what hours I work. I eat dinner at the office every night. This is like ridiculous. So I went into recruiting where you work kind of salary and commission. And so that was sort of like my first taste, but I still felt very frustrated because it was very transactional. So it was like, what have you done for me today? It didn't matter what you did the day before or whatever. So anyway, then, I mean, that's kind of my background. And then I found another company. Do you want me to get into like my community-based marketing? Okay, so I kind of fell into another company. Honestly, I never thought I would do something like this. I sort of turned my nose up at it. And that's kind of why I told you, like, I went to an Ivy League school and all this stuff because I thought I had the dream, right? Like I had the idea of what you're supposed to do with your life. You're supposed to go to the good school, have a crap ton of student loans, and do the corporate job. And that's when you've really made it. Yet I was very unhappy. So I got into kind of that more like sales recruiting type job. And then I sort of fell into a community-based marketing or network marketing company. And I thought, okay, I could do this because I didn't feel like it was one of the icky ones. And it kind of helped me get into shape and get my fitness back after struggling a little bit after my mom passed away very unexpectedly. And so I put on like 60 pounds. I ate my feelings because that read in me, like, I don't do feelings. I just head down and then I just bury them like super, super deep. So that's what I did. And after 2 years, I wasn't seeing the success, or I just thought like I was kind of broken at the end of that 2 years because I thought, well, I'm not good at this. I'm not a good leader. It's me. Like I'm not good at this. And that was the place when I kind of approached you. Yeah.
Yeah. So my favorite part about this is the conversation that Monica and I had, a couple conversations into it, when it came down to, okay, let's talk about like the strategy, the map out of how all this is going to work and how you make money. And literally what she said to me, she said, I am not a good leader. So I want to let you know that beforehand. I do not know how to lead a team. I have no idea how to help people to success. Like, that's not my strong point, but I see this and I'm excited about the product and I can get behind it. And I mean, would you say, Monica, like, were you successful at the last company? Like, were you successful at the last experience? Do you feel like you came out with these like incredible leadership skills that you were able to really put into place? Or
no, like not at all. I guess on paper, like I had hit all of the recognition type things, but it was like sort of the best kept secret that I felt like the fake it till you make it. And I was like, okay, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And so I would burn the candle from both ends. Like I would get up at 5 a.m. before I went to my full-time job. I'd work over lunch, probably worked some at my job that I shouldn't have. I would work into the wee hours of the night. And I was just like, it's just me because I'm putting in the work. So I'm not good at this. Like as a finance person, I'm not a salesperson. I'm not this, I'm not that, because my sort of comfort zone was in Excel, like Microsoft Excel, putting together financial models. So sales is not my strength. Like I'm terrified on this call. So
I hear you. So would you say that you kind of came over with some baggage and some insecurity about your ability to do this from a business standpoint?
Yeah. I mean, well, and that's what I told you is I was just like, oh, the only reason honestly I'm trying this is because it was sort of my last ditch effort because I wanted to stay home with my son. And we were at a place where I had given that last business everything we had. We had piled up debt trying to make it work. I kept thinking it was coming, it was coming. And we were getting to the point where it's like, you've got to go back to work. Like, we are a dual income family. You got to go. And so I had heard about the company and I started researching. And then it was like, next step, obviously, try the product, right? But I was like, I'm not good at this, but I might as well try. Like, I might as well try. At least maybe I can retail enough. Like, I don't know. Like, I definitely can't grow a team. That's not going to happen. Like, I'm not going to be at the top of this company. That's just not going to happen. But maybe I can make ends meet.
So another funny thing she says, which I'm hoping she'll just figure out to say it on her own, but if not, I'm going to quote her on it. But so when it came down to the products, we're excited to try it, whatever. Hold on, I'm going to head. Oh, I don't have to mute anyone. What were your feelings about trying this product?
I wouldn't have tried it if we didn't have the 5 or 10 days. I know, because I was already feeling like I was cheating trying it in the first place. But like I always say, I've spent $35 or $60 trying dumber things than something that could change my entire life.
And her words to me after the fact, she's like, and I think a lot of this was fear-based, and a lot of us can totally relate to that. Your brain kind of puts you into this defense mechanism where you just want to make sure it's not going to work. You don't want to count it out. And she's like, after the fact, after drinking it, she had this great experience, which she can get into in a minute, but she was trying this product to prove that it didn't work. She just wanted to be sure that this stuff was complete crap. Like,
yeah, I had become kind of a purist with health and fitness. So I had the mentality that a lot of people we talk to, I'm sure, have, where I'm not going to put that in my body. Like, that's garbage. And so my husband and I split. We did the half serving day one. Well, actually the first morning, which goes into why I don't follow instructions very well, because I did do the other half serving later. But anyway, I did the half serving each with me and my husband, and we sat there and it was so anticlimactic. Like, we're drinking it and we're just looking at each other like, I don't get it. Like, I don't understand what the deal is with this stuff. So we did the other half in the afternoon and we're like, okay, maybe. And then it was like day 3 was just magical. I mean, I have a 15-month-old. So like, my normal state was just pure exhaustion, just all the time. And I actually felt like I remember taking a picture of me holding a nail gun because I was like fixing our baseboards that had been like not finished for years. Like, I mean, it was just stuff that had been piled up. I'm like, I'm doing all the things. Like, what is happening right now?
So I remember the nail gun post, and that was like complete on a keto high. You can tell you're just like, I'm like fixing things in my house.
Not before midnight.
Yeah, yeah, right. That was just on Orange Dream. So what would you say, like, if you had to give your own personal testimony, I guess, about the product, especially coming in as someone who really was just trying to prove that this wasn't going to do anything for you, how have ketones actually helped you?
Well, I looked at it initially for weight loss. Like, I wanted to lose some weight. I was at a plateau after having my son. My hormones were all over the place. I could not lose the weight. And so I wanted to try it for that. I really didn't care about any of the other things because I didn't believe it anyway. Like, I used to drink Monster energy drinks several times a day. That was before my purest days, but I drank them multiple times a day, and it's terrible for you. But I just wanted to lose the weight finally. And then when I experienced it, it was more like, I don't even care anymore about the weight loss because I felt like the mom I wanted to be. And it may sound like, I don't know, I don't normally do feelings, but I did finally feel like before I had my son, I had this image in my head of momming, right? Like, I was going to look like one of these Pinterest moms. I was going to be the one doing all these cutesy things, the monogrammed everything. Like, I was going to be, top mom. And I was a mess. Like, I up, at all hours and so tired. I look like a homeless person. I look like I had stolen someone's baby, like that I didn't have my own, because I was like always in a robe. My hair was all just madness, like no makeup ever. And that wasn't me. Like, I came from this other corporate world where I was always put together, kind of wearing a suit to work and that sort of stuff. And I didn't feel like me. I just felt like I was a spectator in my life, kind of thing. Like, what is happening? How did I get here to this place where I just feel like crap all the time? And that just totally changed with ketones. Like I was showering, brushing my hair, like doing stuff. I was finding myself going to the gym in the morning, and then in the afternoon I had energy. So I was taking my son for an hour-long walk, and I was just like, who is this person? So it was up. I mean, it totally changed my life. And my husband, who's in sales, he's actually a great salesperson. He would hit a wall at like 3:00. And if you're not making calls, you're not making money. He's 100% commission. And he doesn't hit that. He's like, I only come home to see you and Little John. Like otherwise I'd still be at work making calls because I could. And that was not him before.
Little John. Their son's name is John. And he's the second. They literally call him Little John, and I love that the most. Okay, so Monica said it before, and I'm not going to force her to. This girl is not big on feelings and like talking emotions. But I kind of want to like peel the layer back a little bit, because you actually said something that resonated with me, and I know a lot of other people, and maybe people that are listening to this recording, but kind of feeling like you're a spectator in your own life, like you're just kind of sitting back, not really recognizing things anymore. And a lot of times a baby will do that to someone, but it could also be a business that's not working, or maybe just you're in a position where you thought you'd be somewhere else, but instead you are where you are, and it just doesn't feel that great. Like, I guess, would you be able to summarize what your personal life was like before Prove It? Not just the product, but Prove It itself, like at the most emotional that you could possibly get. Is there a way for you to summarize that?
There is sort of a way. I mean, the best way is I was totally, totally broken. My husband, I got married in 2012, and 6 months later, my mom very unexpectedly died. And it rocked me because she was bipolar, and growing up, I was the parent. She wasn't the parent. So we had a very skewed relationship. And when you have a relationship like that, so I learned from a therapist that when they go, you feel responsible. You feel like that's my child almost. And so it was just very, very backwards, and it wrecked me. I mean, it nearly destroyed our marriage. My husband and I were basically roommates. I didn't talk. I didn't do feelings. I painted every room in our new house because that's where I could put my energy and not talk about feelings. And I had gained so much weight, 67. I was 230 something pounds at my peak. And I just didn't even feel like me anymore. Like I told you my history, I was an athlete in high school. We were national champions. I went to college, the best college, right? And I just felt like I was this driven person, and then I became this shell of a person that had like no ambitions, no dreams. I was broken, wasn't successful. And then I pursued, another network marketing company, and found out I was wildly unsuccessful at that as well. And so I just felt like I didn't know what was happening in my life. And I don't know, I struggle some with anxiety, and I know I put too much pressure on myself, and I'm very aware of mental health issues given my mom. And ketones, I mean, they helped just, I feel like a normal person. And normal is like a great thing for me to hear. It's like, I'm normal, not like, not this, I don't need to be up here or down here. I just want to be normal. And that's how I finally felt like I was me again. And then I had this purpose. I had to share this with every person because I know how I felt versus how I felt after ketones, but also just the community of Prove It. Like I had never experienced that before. And this company has become like family to me. I don't even know how to explain it. It's not, I mean, Katie's amazing, but it's not just Katie. It's like from the top down. I mean, Brian Underwood, I complimented on his glasses, and he tried to give them to me. I was like, I don't wear glasses. He's like, here, you can have them. I was like, I don't wear glasses. But that's the type of people we have here. And I mean, I don't even know how to put that into words, but it just feels like I'm part of something so much bigger, that I have this purpose and this way to like make a difference. Even though I am that very red personality, I feel like I'm actually able to help people have success on my team, which I was never able to do. And I don't know. I mean, I got a message from someone today saying they like paid off half their car, and once the monthly check came, they were paying off the rest of it. And I was just like, is this real life? Like, this is really happening. So, yeah, it's kind of unrecognizable for many reasons in my life right now.
You nailed it. Good job. And, you know,
Ugh.
no, it's true. I think a lot of us come into this having an idea of what we might experience because we're just like, this is going to be a business, and we're even seeing other people that might be successful in the business. So you're like, if anything, hopefully I get this really good experience business wise from this, and like financially it helps us. But I mean, I could speak for myself, and I know a lot of you guys on the call, and even the ones that I don't know, or maybe you're brand new and you don't even know yet. Like what Monica gained from this, and what I gained from this too, is that there's just so much lack that I think we didn't realize that we're missing, you know, from like a personal and an emotional standpoint, and just a feeling of belonging. And I think that the cool thing about Prove It, and Monica's a great example, is just it doesn't really matter the walk of life that you came from. Like, you're going to come into this. You could have been homeless. You could have been a financial analyst. You could have been a rock star at a network marketing company. It doesn't really matter, because when you come in here, like, you are really immersed as part of the family. And I think that even this is kind of going to lead into another question, but I think even the way that our rewards program is structured, how it's not even that it's dependent on, we are so influenced and welcomed and like open up to like get to know the people who are in your organization and reach out and help them. Like, you're literally able to really impact other people's life from a financial standpoint when you reach out and put your hands on them. And it doesn't matter if they sign up with you specifically, but you know, if they're in your organization, you can really, really help them. And I think that just kind of ties into Prove It's everything that we've, you know, everything that they've embedded in us is like, we really are a family, and it's helping each other see this collectively is like one of my favorite parts about this company. So I guess, Monica, that kind of leads into like present day. How, like, I assume, okay, so how was your life before Prove It? Like, from a financial, from a business standpoint, like, what's it look like now?
I think for the first time, like, I have this incredible vision that I never had, like a vision of something so much more. Like, me and my husband, sometimes we just sit down and dream. Like, we'll house hunt on Zillow, houses we never would have imagined affording. And we're like, we're probably going to live here next summer, like, very likely. We kind of talk about how he'd probably be quitting his job next year. Like, it's just, it's hard to, but it's so much more. I mean, yes, financial, but like, I'm listening to a great book that talked about how it's more than money, but we live in a physical world and a material world, and money, unfortunately, it does equate to freedom and to being able to do the things that you want to do. And my husband hates that he has to go to work and not be here for Lil John's, you know, different milestones, or when we want to travel for things and he can't go, or it's just, I don't know. I feel like we get to do the things that other people don't get to do. And for the first time, we're not arguing about money. We went and bought him a fancy suit at Nordstrom. Never even shopped at Nordstrom before, but you know, for the holiday party. And it just, there's no anxiety when we get out that credit card to pay for something. And that feels really, really good for the first time.
Do you guys, so I know a lot of people on this call might be somewhat new or listening to the recording, you're like, I don't even know what you're talking about. But when we first started doing the themed weeks, and Brian encouraged us for that week to do the dreams, like, what are your dreams? And like let's post about what was the hashtag? It was like dream big or
dream building or something.
Dream building. Like, that gave me chills. That actually got me, like, it hit me in all the feels. And like Monica just said it too. It gave her and her husband like the ability to actually dream. Like, I don't know if you guys feel that way or don't feel that way, but I was exactly the same way. Like, there was no dreaming. There was nothing. Like, you were just in it. Like, you were in it every day. You just woke up and you just went through the day, and it was very like reactive. And now it's like, you know, Prove It gave her and her husband and her family the ability to actually, you know, make plans and be excited about things. And I think that that's, you know, everyone's kind of at their own pace with this, and in, you know, in the chapter that they're supposed to be in their business right now. But it's like, you can know that at the end of this, there's hope for fun things. They can think about buying that house. And, you know, anyone listening to this or anyone else just on this call right now, like, it's the same thing for all of us. So I love that. And now I am curious, are you, Are you a good leader, do you think?
It's so weird. I guess so. Here's the thing. What's so different about this company is that there's not a secret sauce necessarily to leadership. Whereas I thought before, like, thanks guys. I thought before that you had to have these skills of a leader, but I came in and I just did. I just put my head down. And I think one of the things that set me up for success is I literally was broken, like I said, and everything I thought I knew, because you go through things for a reason, right? I came in with literally no ego. I was like, Katie, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not good at this. Just tell me what to do. And so I left everything at the door. And I said, okay, I'm going to do that. And I just put my head down. And it's kind of like when I came up, I realized other people were doing it too. And I was like, wait, all I'm doing is doing what I'm supposed to do. And they're just sort of watching and doing it too. So I was just doing it alongside them. And I didn't even realize that is being a leader. Being a leader is like being in the trenches and doing it alongside of people. And so that's kind of all I did. And apparently that's being a leader. It's just the company has set us up for that with the way this business is set up. So, yeah.
Love it. Yes. You're literally, it's like that, the wolf pack mentality, like the lead wolf, like goes to the very back and goes in the back and walks alongside and make sure that everyone is keeping up. And that is like, that's the secret. The secret is just to stay in the back and beside, and that you do a great job. She's a great teacher. I do know that for a fact. And maybe it is that being broken and the no ego and coming into this, knowing that, the best you could do is just continue to show up with your team and stay plugged in and help them. So I guess my not last question, I've got about two more, but events. So did you like join and you're like, I'm going to go to every event. I can't wait. I'm that person. Is that who you are?
Absolutely not. I was scarred from events, and I was like, and we did not have the money. Like when you mentioned the first event, I was like, no, there's no way. Like yes, there's room on my credit card, but I don't even know why they still like let us charge things. Like it's out of control at this point. And Katie was like, you should go. I was like, thank you for your advice. Bye. Like, no, I'm not going, but I'm going to keep working. And finally I realized like all the things she had said worked. I was like, well, she is saying to do this now. Like she hasn't kind of, led me astray yet. And so I did. I was like, you know what, fine. I'm going to give it my all. Like I said, I came in and I said, just tell me what to do. She was telling me what to do. Why would I stop listening now? So I went, I figured it out. I shared, a room with people, and I went to Vegas for the More event. And oh my goodness, I came out so much more, like emotionally, all of that stuff, but my business like tripled within a month or so. And it wasn't that my belief was so strong. My belief in the product, the company, what we were doing, the community, everything. And that translated into my conversations and my activity. And it just, yeah. And so now I don't miss an event. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm going to be there, because every single one that I've been to, I've seen how dramatic, and not just for me, but people on my team that have gone, I've seen the aftermath of it. And it's always usually very positive. It's like, wow. We've talked about it too. We're like, that person came in and we're like, oh my goodness, they just ran coming out of this. So yeah, I won't miss them.
Yeah. She went to Vegas and then hit 6, went to Dallas and then hit 7, like every time she goes. But it's not just her, her team has started to go too. And it's like, you can literally correlate. You can see them plugging into the actual source of building belief in the company, the industry themselves, and then how that ends up looking. And I guess I will ask, just because we have a lot of people on here, that it will become available to them as well. She went to LCD training. Do you have an opinion on what LCD training was for you and how that may have helped your business?
Oh, it was amazing. When that came out, I was like, okay, this is one I definitely couldn't miss, because like I said, leadership was the thing that I felt like I was the weakest on. And I went, and what was so amazing about it is it wasn't being talked at. We were literally role playing. We were practicing. I was seeing people like Abigail and Brian and Michael Rutherford and all these top people that you think are just infallible. They know exactly what they're doing. They're perfect. They're on stage doing exercises and they're doing them wrong at times. And to me, that was like, wait a minute, they're human like we are. Like we're just all kind of figuring out together. And so we were practicing and role playing and doing scenarios. And I came out of there feeling like I had action steps and I knew how to help people, because you're going to have some people come into the business and run with it, and then the others that need more guidance. Maybe they've never done something like this before, and that was something I needed help, making sure I didn't let them down, that I could really show them how to be successful. And that, I mean, I think some of the most valuable things too, like you said, just showing up, even the side conversations with people, or the little anecdotes from someone standing up just to share something they took from it. And I'm like, oh, that is gold. And there's certain things I've told you too. I'm like, remember when Michael Rutherford stood up and he just made this little comment? That has stuck with me. And I'm just like, that's helped me grow my business, even though it wasn't necessarily part of the agenda, but just who you associate with, associate up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I guess we can kind of end it with, if you had, like, Sylvia asked me this on my interview and it like stumped me, but then I like really think I gave something. Is there something that, like, your best practice, your biggest tip that you just think is like so valuable to share with someone else in the business, something that has helped you, that you heard and you take that with you every day, or just something that you've come to a realization on your own why you are seeing success in this that you think would be good to share?
I think the biggest thing, which we've touched on some, is just plugging in. And I'm not going to say I'm perfect, because there are times I miss huddle calls for a few days in a row, and life just gets bananas, and I mean to watch the recording and it doesn't happen. And I see it in myself, I see it in my business, in everything, because when I'm plugged in, showing up for the calls or associating with the right people, going to the events, like that's when my belief grows. And then that just feeds everything else. Like Joseph McClendon talked about in Vegas, your belief feeds your activity feeds your results feed your potential, your belief in your potential. And that comes full circle to your beliefs. So if your beliefs, they're never stagnant, they're always going down or up. So if your beliefs are going up, your activity is going up, your results are going up. But if it's going down because you're not plugged in, that feeds everything else. So for me, I have to like really remind myself, are you showing up? Because half of everything is just showing up, right? Maybe more. I don't know what the saying is, but for me, it's been showing up and just saying, like, what do I do? Just tell me what to do. Like, checked my ego, checked everything I thought I knew, and I just go. I don't know.
And you are going. That is awesome. Thank you. That was a really great answer. And I think everything here was really helpful for anyone on the call or listening to the recording. So unless you had any other like burning messages you need to get out into the world, we can probably call this a wrap.
I don't think I have anything else to add.
I think
Certainly no feelings.
No feelings at all. Like, I'm going to make her cry one day. Like, not mean. I'm going to say something and she's going to cry. It's going to be amazing. She is amazing, guys. Thank you so much for coming and supporting with the comments. And this recording will go out, and then I am going to edit it in YouTube and catalog it. And then I'll have Brian pulse out our COC Success Profile YouTube channel, because we do have one. If you search for Keto Movement, that's Brian's channel. And we do have a channel specifically with these interviews. So then you can share this if you're talking with someone that you think that this is going to resonate with. That is why we're doing these. And that's about it. So thank you so much. And anyone who's going to be coming here for the Christmas party this weekend, can't wait to see you guys, and have a great rest of your day. See you later.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.